I think everyone starts the wrong way when creating a film, a series, or even a commercial with AI. Often we tend to enter prompts, generate images and videos without having properly set the script beforehand, or even just sketching a few frames to be able to say, okay, this is the direction I'm going and I can see my whole film unfold before me. And I'm certain of every choice, every scene, and every prompt too. And that way I can then generate my final videos and I just have to assemble them. Because quite often we tend to change and add new pieces, new scenes, whereas that should never happen during production. It's the most effective way to waste your credits. That's why the episode of Lost Garden you see here was first written in its entirety. Then afterwards, I was able to automatically generate the entire storyboard with the durations, the drawings, the characters, before moving on to the production part with the prompts that are already pre-established and optimized with the camera movement, and which perfectly understands which character is in the action, which location, what type of shot I want, and whether the previous scene should be continued or not. This tool you see here is a tool we developed internally, and the beta has just opened, and you'll find the link right below. It starts from the very simple observation that we throw away our credits haphazardly by rushing into video generation when we haven't properly set our script and storyboard. And as you can see here, I have the different stages of my storyboard unfolding with the actions each time, the right camera movements, the script moving here is synchronized, and it's very simple to do. What you see here is a screenplay script, and it's the one for my episode of Lost Garden. And what's really great is that you can directly import your script here, whether it's in text or in final draft. You just have to go here into the chatbot and say import my story or invent a script for me, and you'll be able to see your script appear here. And actually at any moment I can select a phrase or even a word, a location, a character. Like for example here, cave, right click and create it, for example, as a character, as a location, as an object. And at any time I'll find them right here. They are listed. Each time I have a description, I have an inspiration image that I can just drag in, and all of that will allow me to then generate the characters for my storyboard, the locations, etc. that you see here. So actually it's very simple. You just have to write a text. It's nothing more and nothing less than a text editor right here. As soon as you have a location, you right-click and you create the location. As soon as you have a character, you select it, you create a new character. As soon as there's an important object, same thing. It then ends up here in what we call the Moodboard. You give it a description to say what it looks like, for example. And if you have images, you add them here. Then afterwards, you go to the storyboard part. And if I click in this spot here, it's going to open this window. I just have to connect the description with the character generator. You see, I took the text note and I entered it here. I also provided an inspiration image, but it's not required. And then I click on generate and it'll make my character appear right here. And it'll be the same process for the locations or the objects that are important to you. This way, the AI will read the entire script and know what your different characters are going to look like. Then you just tell the AI, okay, break it all into scenes, and all the scenes will then be generated automatically. For example, like here or like this. These are basic drawings every time that let me agree on the framing, the situation, and what's happening. These aren't the final images at all, but they let me preview my scenes and say, okay, I'll make this last a bit longer. At that point, the character falls. Then, bam, close up on the character, and then the next scene. Okay, I read the camera movement, I read the action here, and I click on generate. It's calculating now, and it's going to generate the next scene with that character right there. You should know that I didn't write any of these prompts myself. They were generated automatically, of course. I can go to this scene here, for example, decide to stretch it out and add a scene after it. And as you can see, the action here was generated automatically. Right here, I have my character sitting down. As I said, background consistency isn't the main thing. It's knowing what happens because the workflow process comes later. We have this image that's been regenerated. If I want a slightly tighter angle now, I can rework it at any time, apply the change, or even change the camera angle. Once I've generated all the scenes and I'm happy with the script, the storyboard, and the duration of each part, the prototype and draft of my film basically play out right in front of me. So I'm in agreement with the entire script. I'm happy with almost all of the pacing. I'm fine with the framing, the character placement, and everything that's going on. And that's when I'll really start generating the video. This way, I won't change my mind halfway through, and I'll greatly optimize my costs as well as my time and production speed. Because every time I finish my script or storyboard, I'm validating solid steps. I can see the progress and move forward with confidence instead of fumbling around later by generating random videos. This leads us to the production interface, where we'll automatically generate ultra-optimized prompts with the right timing, camera movements, and the final images of your characters. Now, this specific part won't be accessible during the beta just yet. I have access to it myself. That's exactly how I produced Lost Garden, and it's how I'll keep producing my future episodes. The goal is to avoid those clickbait tools that just have you generate videos for clicks or flashy effects with stories that don't hold up, where you're constantly regenerating the same images and characters, unsure of which prompts or tech to use for videos or character sheets. Well, all of this is almost automated. It's a bit of a counterpoint. We're going in the other direction. We sit back in front of the screen, write our story, add our characters, and once the story is well established, we move on to the storyboard. Once the storyboard's rhythm is set, well, we move forward with confidence. We know the workflows will then be created automatically, and I'll just have to tweak things a bit and get my footage to start editing. I'm leaving the link right below for you to access the beta test. During the beta test, there is indeed a subscription at cost price, meaning for all the generations you do on our site, we take absolutely no margin. This allows us to cover generation costs, nano banana costs, and server costs, of course, and I'd be really happy to get your feedback and your comments below or directly by email, because our goal is really to create a tool that's ultra practical for AI filmmakers and studios that actually use scripts like this. It's really the industry standard, and they need this structured script approach rather than hitting that frenzy of video generation in every direction every time. Anyway, this is what I use now to create my anime, and I can't wait to get your feedback on it. It's a first version. It's not ultra beautiful, far from it, but we won't stop improving it because we really know it's the right path for indie filmmakers and of course for big studios. Thanks for your feedback. Don't hesitate to share the video as well. The more beta testers there are, the more we can improve the solution too. And also, our models never train on your scripts or on the images you generate. Everything you do remains entirely your property. Take care of yourselves and see you soon. Happy creating. Bye.